For our project here, we can add 2 more libraries. So the first one is going to be the image cropper. Now, this image cropper is really one of my favorite libraries out there. It's so easy to implement, it's not even funny. So what it does really, it just gives us the ability to crop images, as you saw in the demo. So if you come to Arthur Hub Android image cropper, this is the link, or you can just type on Google Android image cropper like that, and you can see it should take you to this GitHub link. Okay, there's all the code there. Oh, look at that. It shows even how it works. So you've seen that before in the demo. If we had to do all of this, that would be a lot of work. So that is the beauty of having libraries, because we can then take what people have done and use in our applications. Okay, that's awesome. So what do we need to do, of course, is to add our dependency. So the dependency that we're going to be adding is this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Let's go to our app level. So click this one here, app level, and we're going to add it somewhere inside of our dependency. So I'm going to Control V there. But the problem here is that, first of all, I have to say implementation and put inside of a single quote like that. And it looks like it doesn't like it. He wants me to actually put a specified version here. So I'm going to add a specified version of, let's say, 2.0 like that. So we have that one. And for this to work, let's go back to our documentation here. It says we need to add this 2 into our permission. We're going to do that. No problem. I'm going to copy this, go back, and let's go to our Android manifest. And at the top here, I'm going to add those 2. I'm going to go ahead and sync everything. Very good. Everything is good. Let's go back and see what else is required of us. Add this line to your ProGuard configure file. I'm going to just copy it. Our ProGuard rules there. I'm just going to go somewhere here and put it there. Save. Get rid of that. It also says here, because it is indeed an activity that's going to be invoked when we click crop, right? We need to add the actual activity inside here. And they say it's optional. It's only needed if default theme has no action bar. Well, ours will have action bar. So I'm going to copy this and add into our manifest file as well as in its own activity. So I'm just going to go at the bottom here where the last activity is. I'm going to just put it there. Okay, what else can we do? It tells us exactly how to start and how to get image and all that stuff. So we're going to be able to do all of that in a second, but at least at this point here, we should have all of that set up. Now, the next library we're going to be using is the Notario One Camera View. So this is what most developers use nowadays. Now, the thing about libraries, folks, is that they are very useful. They're very handy, but sometimes they may not work. Okay, welcome to development. And so it's always important. That's why I emphasize on you always trying to read what's going on in the libraries world. Meaning, if you're using a library, it's always nice to read through the documentation, because things change and you will more likely have issues at some point. That is just how development is. Okay, there's no really changing that. But we can minimize the pain if we pay attention to what's going on. So when we come to camera view, if you type on Google camera view for Android library, this should happen. So this is the link, should be Notario, as you can see there. And there it is, camera view. All right. Now, in this case here, for the previous test app that I created, I did not use this beta 04 implementation here or this dependency. I used an older one which worked perfectly with what we're trying to do. So before we go even further, if you scroll down, you can see all the things that it does. So the beauty of this library is that it allows you to do all sort of things. Videos, take photos, front face camera, back face camera, all of that great stuff that you can do, of course, straight using code in Android, as we have done before with images at least. But it's nice to have a library that is catered to that. That's why we are using this library. Again, nothing is perfect, but at least it's going to help us out. Like I said, I'm not going to use this one in particular. I already have one, the version that we're going to be using. So I'm going to copy from my previous project. All right, I'm going to go back to our app level. Okay, and I'm just going to put right there. So you notice It is actually 1.6.0 camera view from Otalia Studios. Now, going back here, you notice they also have an official website. It's always a good idea to go there and see how things work, what's going on, what's new, and what isn't working, and so forth. Okay, looks like it's taking a few minutes to load. And voila. So this is where you will have more information. So take the time and read. And again, you can always use these libraries. I'm just showing you in a particular situation. But obviously, whenever you want to create an application that needs video to invoke the video camera and record video and so many things, you can use these libraries. Or you can just not use them and do it and code everything in your own code. Whichever you want to do, you have the options. All right, so now at this point here, let's make sure. Let's go sync, otherwise the changes are not going to be reflected. Very good. It looks like everything is synced up. Now ready, I believe, get out of here, to start putting together our user interface and eventually our code. Okay. Now, the other thing I would like to warn you is that the code that I'm going to be writing here, there's a lot of code. So some of it I'll just copy and paste and explain a little bit, okay? And you will have access to that for you to copy or code all of it if you want, which I kind of recommend. But I will take the time to explain a little bit so you understand what's going on. But I'm not going to take too much time because the idea here is to show you how to use the ML Kit Firebase here so that you can start creating apps that will be able to detect faces and whether they're smiling or not. All right, so we're going to start doing that in the next video.